Rhino Nation! It's week 3 already, and this week we are facing who, Steph? Or who did we face?
Arkaim.
Arkaim. There we go. See how I snuck that in there so that I wouldn't murder it? That's how I work. That's how I play. So I have Stick Man here again with me, as well as Steph. Hello, guys. How are you doing?
Very, very well, Drummy. How are you?
I am very good. Just, we decided to wait a day and kind of let this whole war, this whole weekend sink in, especially with the stay at home. We're trying to figure out, let's just go ahead and after a long 24 hours, let us kind of get out and come in here and recap it. So let's go ahead and do it, right? Let's just dive in and check it out. And what do we have here? A victory? A win? Did we do it, guys? Yes. Whoo! 73 to 71. Hey, it was a tough one again too, wasn't it? It was another one of those at the beginning that I was like, what is happening here? We'll go ahead and talk about it a little bit while I scroll through the stats. Anyone?
Yeah, the 11s came out just kind of a little bit blah. A couple good hits here, but then quite a few mistakes.
Yeah,
stuff like that. Yeah,
it was a struggle, and again, it was a struggle on both sides. Now, these guys are from Russia, so they really didn't start hitting until I don't even know how much time was left, but it was pretty late before they started hitting.
Yeah, I think it was after the 15-hour mark at the war.
Yeah, and so we really didn't know what was going to happen. All we could do is say, oh my gosh, this is what we're being dealt right now is we need to pick up some slack. So when I went to bed, I thought, oh boy, I think we had, I don't know, we had to hit like 10 for 10. We had 10 hits left and 10 bases left or something like that. So we had a couple guys overnight come in and do some good hits for us to at least get us back into only having to dip, a few compared to what it was looking like. So, good job for those guys cleaning up and letting us hang on. And then, to be honest, the thing that really helped us, this week we had 2 nice fresh hits at 12v12. Had a couple others that we really had the potential to come back and clean up. Couldn't quite get it done, but that put us in a good position to at least have a chance,
absolutely.
So that's the difference in this breakdown. I feel like if you can at least get 2 12s, you have some slim chance. It still is not great because, to be honest, you really need to get at least one 13v13 try. So, and we did get one of those. So we're going to go ahead and check out that attack for sure. We'll also take a look at our 2 12v12s, and we're going to take a gander at 3 of the 11v11s. What do you think?
Sounds good.
All right, so let's go ahead and do it. And by the way, Sean, a.k.a. Nibs, this season, 11, that first song that we play on the intro, that one is called New Days, my friend. He happens to really like that song, so he wanted me to find out what it was, and there you have it. It's called New Days. I'll get you the artist for that at some point. But all right, let's go ahead and check out number 17 first. We have Abyss here, who has been killing it. Well, I don't know what his hit rate is. Do you guys know by chance? He's been
very good, yeah.
I mean, he's got to be right up there. He was in our only 6-packer at Town Hall 11, so good for you. Let's go ahead and take a look at his drag bat on number 17 and 3, 2, 1. And here we go. Okay, so this one, if I'm remembering, it was hit one other time, and the drag bat that was hit from the opposite side. Now there's going to be some Teslas down here at the bottom. I like how he did this, and watch his funnel that he gets with his 2 E-drags. And this is right out of, if you remember last season with Jode, she used to do the 2 E-drags for the funnel every time.
Yeah.
This worked out great. And as it's starting to form, even right here, you can kind of see what he's thinking. I mean, he got the queen to go down in that little alley to pick up the AD, and then he's got a nice tight funnel for his drags to keep all of them together, and he'll just bring the slammer in over at the other side. away from the sweepers. If I'm looking at where the sweepers are pointing, they're pointing at the drags. The other way, Slammer's coming in. We'll have no problem taking that Inferno out and then coming in to kind of keep the dragons all pushed over. So that was a really great idea by him to kind of change that up and look at the base design and how everything was laid out. What'd you guys think of this one?
Yeah, I thought it was a pretty good hit, to be honest.
Yeah.
Well executed as well.
Yeah, it really was. He's got nice patience here for his bats, and you can see he has 3 freezes, which will come in handy because of those whiz towers. You see it, he's like, okay, I better go ahead and freeze it one more time on that backside whiz tower because it's important that you get those bats to at least get some of that stuff on the backside before they run out, and if that other whiz tower happens to turn on him. So he is looking good. So good job to him. I'll go ahead and fast forward it here so we can finish. But real nice cleanup. And he was definitely one of ours who hit in the next morning and got our last 11v11 that we really needed. So good job to him. He's definitely Mr. Cleanup. He's very good at that. So let's go ahead and move up to. Go ahead.
His hit rate. He's 5 for 6 right now in Risings, and so he's 83%.
Yeah, that's what I thought. He's absolutely killing it. So good job to you, buddy.
That's pretty good, yeah.
Yeah, it's not bad. Yeah,
that's all right. It's all right.
He could be 5 for 5, but or 6 for 6. Yeah. Let's.
He did have a 99%.
Yeah, I bet he did. Yeah, because he's really.
He did. It was a 99%.
Oh, poor guy. So he's. Good job to you. I mean, bottom line, he's really doing great. Let's go ahead and move up to number 13 with Fenrir. And what did he do? This was also another cleanup. I have that it was a cleanup. I am not remembering right offhand how it was hit first. Does anybody else know? I'm not remembering right now. This base.
Yeah, no, I can't remember either.
Yeah. But you see he's got a couple Valks to help. The old ice golem. I love on a Sui kind of situation to use an ice golem, which is what he's doing here. And then he's doing a 1 clone. So let's see this. Now watch the value that he's going to get in this. I do remember this part of it because I watched this one live. At first I was thinking, okay, what is he doing here with his heroes way over there and then his E clone on the opposite side. That didn't quite make sense to me when I first saw it because I thought, how is this pathing going to work out? But you'll see, I mean, look at that. He gets the queen, no problem. He, at this point, has almost 40% of the base, and he hasn't started his Lalo yet. So, nice job to him. And see, now you can see how it developed. Again, I really wasn't paying attention to the pathing here until it worked out right here, and I thought, okay, well now he's got a nice little lane, and there's no way that those loons are going to wander and miss the eagle. Because that's the other thing that can happen when you're doing a Lalo if you don't watch your pathing. All of a sudden, your loons are going right around the eagle, and you're getting hammered by that thing.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
But he did a nice job here. He does have those couple whiz towers on the back side to deal with, but look at how he went ahead and sacrificed those couple loons to make sure that his huge pack of loons was not going to get fried at the end. So overall, I mean, a really nice executed attack and plan by him. I really liked it. So good job.
Yeah, it was actually really, really well done.
Yeah, and he's new with us this year, right? Or is this a different account for one of the guys that was with us last year?
No, I think he's new. He played NDL with us.
Okay.
But he was not in CWL.
Last year.
With us the year before.
Right. Well, speaking of last year, however, we're going to move up to number 12 with Sarah, who was with us last year, with another one of her 11. She's another monster who has 25 accounts. Who knows? But this is one of her 11s, and she kills it. Sarah on number 12. Let's check that one out in 3, 2, 1. And hers was a fresh hit. So this was an interesting base. This, of course, when I'm looking over trying to figure out what bases to hit, I'm like, oh boy, I don't like this one. Next. Nothing's coming to me on this one. Next.
Yep.
This one was interesting because of the kind of 2 sides to it. And it seems like, you don't see this kind of attack anymore. I don't know why, a pet to smash type of attack. But you really don't see it as much. I think miners, we're seeing a lot of those. We're definitely still seeing a lot of drag bats from Wallow.
So Sarah's one of those that she's a jack of all trades. She can come up with any attack. She's like she has like every attack. She just like if she sees a good base reader, she sees this attack needs this.
Yep.
She knows every strat.
I agree. I mean, there's always times I'm like, okay, let's see how she's gonna do this. But yeah, she can pretty much do any attack, ground or air.
And she's good at every strat too. It's like nice.
She absolutely is. So it's super beneficial to have her in the game for sure. So right here, when I was watching, I was thinking, are her troops gonna completely vanish? And then I thought, shouldn't she have another jump to try to get to the other side? I wasn't quite sure. And then the slammer came down. I was like, okay, where is she going with this? Because, again, for me, the way I planned, I might see something different. But it works out just fine because she puts the slammer there and it gets all those bowlers and the rest of the group to go back over to the other side, bash through that wall and get to the back side. And her slammer is pretty much free to roam all along the side. If I kind of hit on the slammer, it's not even half health yet. And she's got the couple P.E.K.K.A.s and the king along with the healers. They are tanking and trying to take out that back side. You see a couple bowlers kind of snuck out at the bottom there, stole a healer, looks like. But nice haste at the back there, because look at the value that she's getting out of those loons. So the slammer took out that entire left side, plus once the loons came out, she took out all the rest of that. So really nice job on this one. I like how it worked out. Again, something that I would not have done, but like we said, she is pretty much a jack of all trades, can do just about any attack. And she figured this base out, so good for her. Good job, buddy. So that was those are our 3 Town Hall 11 attacks that we wanted to feature. That last one was a fresh hit, so good job, Sarah. Along with our awesome 6-packer, Abyss, and Thinner on number 13. So, Steph, are you ready to take a look at your attack, buddy?
Yeah.
All right, we're going to move on up to the 12s, and we are going to look at Steph's hit on number 8 against Max. Let's check this out in 3, 2, 1. Okay, so what'd you have in mind here? 7 bats. Wow.
Yeah, just a little drag bat.
Yeah, a nice little drag bat with 7 bats. Okay. Starting off with an ice golem. Go ahead, I'll let you chat through it.
Well, I thought my queen could get quite a bit of value with an ice golem tanking there at 6 there, so I thought, why not? And then it's a pretty straightforward push to the Town Hall / Eagle kind of with just funneling at 3. So I'm like, all right, let's just try drag batting, and then just bat bomb the back IT around 11, freezing the wizard tower there.
Freezing
and then
both,
GG.
yeah. You knew that. Yeah, you knew that you were able to go ahead and freeze both of those. Plus, I do like, even going against the sweeper, I do like when on a drag bat you can get access to the queen as well as the expos fairly early on. Otherwise you could be asking for some trouble. And I see that, you did a nice little freeze there. That freeze with that distance is not always easy, but it worked out really well. And I'm sure the 7 bats makes a difference too at Town Hall 12.
Yeah.
To make sure that you get through all that before the freeze is up. But yeah, you pretty much annihilated this base. Look at all the troops that are left. So really nice plan. And again, this was a fresh hit.
I think he had more dragons than he started with.
I think so. Yeah, I think they duplicated somewhere in the middle there. I mean, that was ridiculous.
Well, my slammer had 2 drags in it.
Is that what it was? Okay, gotcha.
Okay, nice, very nice. But yeah, that was a ridiculous hit. So good job on that one for sure. All right, so that started us off. Actually, I think Will's hit on number 7.
Yeah, Will did. Yeah,
was his first. So let's go ahead and check his out. And this is Mr. Come to Papa himself on attacking on number 7. Let's go ahead and check that out in 3, 2, 1. What does he have in store for us? Oh, one of his favorite attacks. He has 2 or 3 favorite attacks here. And this is definitely one of them, the P.E.K.K.A. Bobat. And he always does the P.E.K.K.A.s on the side with a couple wizards to start his funnel. It always scares me a little bit when he does this little diagonal entry, but he's good at the funnel for this. So
yeah, he does read the entries really well. That's one thing about him. He reads the perfect base entries. He's like, okay, that's what I'm gonna do. Well, I can't do his accent, but yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
He always goes well with his accent.
He plans out his attacks pretty detailed because I've been on voice with him quite a few times, and I was on voice with him for the second attack, and he goes through a lot of detail, knows exactly what he's gonna do at what time. Why he has troops where he has them. You see he's bringing in the blimp, which is interesting from the backside. I like that, and I've seen that a lot on quite a few of the streams lately where they're doing that kind of thing. Instead of using it as an entry, use it as a backside funnel or a backside support.
Backside, yeah.
Yeah, and that worked out really great. You see he's got his bats over there. There is nothing that's going to hurt him. There's 1 whiz tower left. So the way that all of his troops pathed and were able to take out the ITs early on and a couple other whiz towers, those bats are going to go for days. There's nothing that's going to stop those things. So all he has to do is hope that he has enough cleanup to get around the base, and he's got a freeze left. He's got a wizard left. So, he's like, why not go ahead and freeze that backside? I got it. Might as well use it. And he's got, 3 P.E.K.K.A.s and the king down there, and it was just it was pretty overpowered. Even though he didn't have quite as many troops as you did stuff, he still had a lot of troops here at the end.
Yeah, he still got, 3 P.E.K.K.A., bunch of bats, the warden, what the heck, he's got his queen still going.
Yeah, and bats. He's still killing it. So, all right, so let's go ahead and finish it with the fun attack. We're going to check out Andy's attack on number 2. And this was at the end where we kind of already knew that we had it won, even by percent. So we decided to go ahead and, that was the lowest percent base. Let's go ahead and just hit that base because he felt pretty confident. He had planned this one early on. So let's go ahead and check that. And this was in the last couple minutes that he came in and just roared on this one. So let's check that one out. It's a pretty cool attack on number 2. We're going to look at it in 3, 2, 1. Andy coming in with his Town Hall 13, big and sticky. And here he comes. Okay, so this was the one that I actually hit for the 2-star, and I used a lot of his plan. I didn't use that blimp plan.
Because he just asked me if a siege barracks was better there or blimp, and I'm like, well, what are you trying to do? And he's just like, I'm just trying to funnel a little bit. I'm like, I'll just use the blimp then.
Yeah, it worked out great. For my 2-star that I did, I obviously did the blimp to the town hall just to make sure that I would get the town hall. Mm-hmm. But I did some of his other part that he's doing right here, where he was doing the loons at the beginning to funnel, because that created a for sure funnel getting through to the mortar off the archer tower. And then I knew he was going to do a wall break right there. He has the king up at the top side. It does get a little bit dicey here because he's got a fair amount of power coming in, but watch how he puts a loon in right here. It's coming in a second to check for the Sam, and then it ends up going down to the eagle to kind of help the queen a little bit. So nice job. He thinks about stuff like that in detail all the time.
No, he's one of the. He's like a straight. He's like a base savant. Is that what you would call it?
He's good.
Dissect a base.
Yeah, he can dissect it, and he comes up with the reasons for doing this and that. So it's really cool to plan with him as well. So you can see he's coming in with the hybrid miners and hogs right there, and I love watching this where you follow in with the Royal Champion, the RC, and just gets the support with the hogs and the miners. And it gets a little bit dicey here at the back because you can see all of it's like when the smoke clears, you're like, who's standing still? Who's up?
Yeah, and then you see this monster group of freaking miners just coming around the corner. Oh, yeah, this base is done.
Yeah, exactly. At first, you're not quite
there's
sure.
There's still 12 miners.
Yeah, I wasn't quite positive because it was just giant bombs and all kinds of stuff going on. but he had that other heel, and you can see he still even has his Royal Champion ability, which he uses right there, and she comes in pretty handy on the backside there to at least take out a few more things. And you see, like Stick said, all of the miners come marching around, and because he had those other couple troops on the backside to make sure to get those buildings down, he was going to have plenty of time. So nice job, and that was a fun attack to watch. At one time we had, how many people on voice? Like 10, or it was quite a few at the end there. Well, I'll say in the last couple hours, and then at the very end, it was starting to get where people had to get going to do a few things, so we weren't all on voice, but there were a lot of people online when he was doing this attack. It was pretty fun to watch.
Yeah. So there was like 10 of us on voice at one time, and then all of a sudden it went down to 2, and then back to like 8 at the very last 10.
Yeah. It was fun. It was a fun war. And it was nice to get the win, especially after a rough start. So good job to everybody for picking it up and getting the job done. We do have a bye this week for Easter. The whole league actually has the bye, so we'll take this time to go ahead and try to fine-tune some things, get our communication going up, take it up another notch, and then we will come back and face Pink Floyd. So we are now 1-2. We're going to look to improve that to 2-2 the next week, and we'll just see what happens. Guys, thanks so much, as always, and any other parting words before we say adios?
Adios.
That's it. Okay, yeah. That's all we got then, folks. Until next time, we will see you then. Peace.